So this is a quick look at my Whoop dashboard. It's on the desktop here. So it obviously looks a bit different than what you get on your phone, which is where you manage it mostly. But all the metrics are here, and it's an easier way to show it, right? So this is the overview panel. Today is December 19th, and it's showing me how today's gone. So had 8.5 hours sleep through here last night for an 82% sleep score, which is great. Got up early to hit the 6 a.m. Jiu-Jitsu class. Peaked the heart rate nicely. We can dive into that in a minute. And then, yeah, slowly tapering off and been on the computer most of the day here. Going down to check the mail, taking the bins out, little heart rate peaks, right? On the overview dash on the website of things, you can go back through your whole week and see how it's all gone. Got a little yoga session here, some more jiu-jitsu. That's where I had a shower and forgot to put it back on. You get a gap in your data. And again, got your sleep and wake stuff happening. Bit of a workout in there. So yeah, you can scroll through your week down the bottom here. Sorry about that. So that's on the daily at the moment. You can look at your overview scores on the weekly, which breaks the days down into single data points. It gives you an idea of what your strain has been that week. So a bit of light strain, but mostly moderate strain. Haven't pushed too hard into anything here this week. Moderately recovered and sort of peaking scores through the week. All the recovery stuff I'll go through in a minute, but yeah, it really depends on your strain scores and sleep scores and how they relate in terms of how well you've recovered. And again, on this overview dashboard, you can go back into a fortnightly block and go all the way back to how it's played out for you over 6 months on the web screen here. The main things it shows you on the web app is we can dive into the strain here. So it gives you your strain statistics. I've got it set to 6 months, but I'll bring it back to daily just to see it a bit better. So today my main strain score has been Jiu-Jitsu, which has been where most of it's come from, and it kind of shows you how you've done through that workout. You can change it from the duration of the workout to the actual time of day, raw heart rate into the percentage of your max zones. And again, you can get pretty broad looks at things as you change time frames and see what's contributed to all of that. You can change the day easily there. And then there's a comparison of the time frame you're looking at to see how you're going today versus how you were going. Break it down by sport and strain over that period. So it gives you lots of data, even though it's not really designed to be a web app. It mainly is a phone app. You can still sit here on your computer and get a lot of data out of it. So the strain scores are really good for understanding, how a workout went for you. If we go back and look at this jiu-jitsu workout, you can really understand at what points you're working hard, right? So, in jiu-jitsu, for instance, we have a bit of a warm-up, some coaching technique stuff. We get into sort of drilling it. So you're drilling as your heart rate increases over the course of the class. It starts to stay more elevated. Then you maybe get into your sort of sparring rounds towards the end, and you can see that this is where your heart rate sits up in your higher zones here, across here. So it's really good for understanding, how your body's responding to jiu-jitsu, and where you're starting to work really hard. Moving into the recovery stuff, just to have a look at it quickly. So recovery's got a lot to do, like I said before, with your strain, your sleep, how your heart rate variability's been, your resting heart rate. All these things give you a bit of a Whoop score for how you're recovered, which is kind of an indication of, how you can expect your body to perform that day. So I've had a good recovery, which means I slept pretty well generally, and my strain the previous day wasn't off the charts. So that combines for me, being able to perform pretty well today, and it correlates really well with how I feel today in particular. Had a good day, so feeling pretty good. Resting heart rate's good. Heart rate variability, basically the ability of your heart to adapt to strain and stress, and a good sleep score means good recovery. Again, you can start looking at these metrics and see how you've gone through the week or over the months. And with these recovery scores, you can dig into why you've had, really red days. On the phone app, you can start looking at how it correlates with, did you drink alcohol the night before? Have you had too much caffeine? Are you anxious? It starts to to look at all those different factors. And it even gives you some notes here on the web app. So 29% lower than usual on this day after a big day of strain prior. So yeah, again, it's closely related to your sleep and strain scores. And the last thing you can get a good look at here on the web app side of things is your sleep performance. So it starts to show you how much sleep you need, how many hours of sleep you get, and gives you a performance score. And then starts to show you some really deep dive metrics on it. Your sleep efficiency, which comes down to like how much time did you spend awake, how long you were in light sleep versus REM versus deep sleep, how your breathing is, all the kinds of stuff that can affect how you feel from your sleep. I used to sleep fairly long nights, but I'd still wake up really tired. And a lot of the time it would relate to drinking alcohol the night before and not really getting much deep sleep or REM here. So yeah, from the web app, you still get a lot of good info. I can keep this tab open on my computer just to see, I like to dive into these metrics and have a look and check out how the workouts went. And, if I notice something in my body in terms of how I'm performing, it's fun to dig in and go, well, is there anything I can link that to? On the app, on the phone, you can get a lot more granularity out of your data too. So this is just a quick look at some of the key metrics, but yeah, when you've got it on your phone at the same time, you'll be able to dig out a lot of extra stuff. So yeah, Whoop for BJJ is a cool thing. It's definitely helped me, fine tune a few points for my game.